两你无习惯。
Eden, be careful! Who are you? You know Eden? Hey, look! The Black Naga appeared and attacked us out of nowhere! I think they're after the artifact's powers. Eden is stopping them a little bit, but I don't even think he's that strong. What, you're just going to listen all day? Hurry and help!
You don't want this power. It'll endanger you and everything you love.
Everyone, they're all dead. The Fogans took our homes and drove us away from our lands. But the souls of our dead, they call to us from this artifact. That artifact is the only way we can take back our home.
That artifact cannot save you or your kin. Such power can only destroy, not save. Well, that's disappointing. It's been a while since we last saw each other, but you're leaving already.
Eden, is this the guy you and Orwin talked about? Huh? He looks dumber than I thought.
The artifact has become quiet again. Guess that means you absorbed its power, right? And people accuse me of destroying the artifacts. Well, this definitely kept me busy. I won't be able to stay here for long, but I can at least get some rest here since the chief of this village is an old friend of Alustein.
Eden. Haven't seen you in a while too, yes? Thank you for taking the difficult journey here. I requested your help because the situation in our village has become quite dire. And you are?
Freharau is as trustworthy as they come. And with Eden here as well, I'm sure you'll find you won't have any trouble accomplishing anything you set out to.
Not so sure about that, but I'll do my best. There was an incident involving an explosion in the previous village. There were pretty heavy casualties, and the village itself was reduced to rubble, so we had to rebuild and move the villagers here. And the whole incident was caused by Donat, the previous chief. It all started with the Fogans, so start your investigation there. We also have an officer that just arrived from Heidel. Can you check with where he is at as well?
This is nothing to laugh at. We're both strangers to this place, yet you get to play hero while I'm just cast aside. Oh, what? The chief asked you to help with my investigation? So you think you can come and just take the credit since Sir Jordine is coming to visit? Whatever. Did you see Jordine on your way in? He mentioned he'd be visiting the extraction mill before coming, but he's late. No matter what, progress in my investigation for the Lord takes utmost priority. Those certain important details are almost entirely glossed over, not least of which is losing the entire village to a single explosion. And as much as I wish to investigate, the original site is full of those hideous, unnatural mudsters. I saw Freharau sort out Donat's belongings behind the building, but I have this fool, Caesar, getting in the way of my investigation at every turn. Could you try and take a look and see what clues you can find? You found a book? Let me see. It's about alchemy, Except for the few pages torn out, it's just a common, ordinary text. This is most peculiar. Donat was no accomplished alchemist. I wonder what sparked his interest in alchemy all of a sudden. This requires further investigation. Something about this whole village bothers you too, right? We just need someone who was there to tell us what happened that day. I heard Freharau wasn't present at that time either. I wonder if there's anyone who knows.
Oh look! That person is wearing Naga clothes!
Just hoping nothing worse happens.
Like Naga sculptures? Yes? You're curious about things going on in our village? Ah, are you perhaps the adventurer who visited the Naga territories? I have a favor. As you can see, I sell Naga sculptures, and I heard you've been to the Naga swamps. Could you make me one of the Naga guard towers that you saw there? Wow, this is awesome! I always wanted to see it up close. Oh yeah, you said you were curious about our village. Before the village moved, when the village was under Chief Donat, the Fogans invaded non-stop. Donat and Freyharau were arguing so much at the end, despite how close they were. I overheard one of their conversations, and they were saying something about black stones and alchemy. Donat was screaming at Freyharau, saying that that's where the Fogans got their powers from, and that this is the kind of power that Glish needs too. I had never even seen those two so much as disagree on anything before, so I remember it really clearly.
Donat must have found something while investigating the Fogans. And perhaps the explosion at the village was some sort of experiment with the Black Stone. But we must find evidence to support what we think. It's just an idea otherwise. You're the only one who can investigate this. Are you willing to help?
The Fogans? People usually avoid this place. You're an interesting one. Fogans always say this. What does it mean, you ask? It means, I hate Nagas.
A human? Yay! It's nice to see someone other than a Fogan. Mole and I are one of the few Fogan language experts. We believe we can solve this situation through negotiation. Did you see that? The Fogans are afraid of their own prince. He suddenly obtained some mysterious power. I appreciate you wanting to help. What exactly are you capable of?
misjudged you. I apologize. You feel it as well. Right now, there's something off with the Fogans. They were originally very pleasant to be with.
They maintain their own food depot.
It's where they store what they catch for food. This seems like rations for war. Let's destroy their depots. I'm putting my life on the line every day. I'm trying to communicate with the Fogans under the influence of the Dark Power. But all they do is repeat the same thing. They hate the Nagas, and that they need to expand. I do not know why they're so obsessed with expanding their territory. Great! Take their weapons while they're distracted.
Look, it's a bit rusty, but still sharp.
Did you see the Fogan's eggs? They multiply at an astounding rate, so if left unchecked, Serendia would be swimming in Fogans in no time. But there's something I wanted to look into, so could you pick up any eggshells you find left behind from a recent birth?